Protesters in Salem gather outside City Hall protesting an airline the city celebrated just 2 years ago. Why, they say, things have changed.
And cold plunges aren't as useful as you may think. We're going to take a look at the new research that shines the spotlight on women's health as KGW News at Sunrise. The streaming hour here at 7 o'clock starts right now.
Good morning, and thank you for joining us live on the 7 o'clock hour of Sunrise. I'm China Green.
That is like the definition of a sunrise dress right there.
Sun.
Sun. I'm Drew Carney. Chris McGinnis and Rod Hill also joining us. That should be like your Sunrise show uniform every day, right with there. The sunrise dress.
I'll wash it.
Makes dressing easy, right?
Yeah. Wash it, don't wash it. They can't smell you out there anyway.
You can.
I know we're going to have more on that cold plunge story, but is it possible that we who take hot showers are the smart ones all these years? I've never liked cold water. I know, Drew, you've done those cold plunges before. Here's a look at our radar out there this morning. Scattered showers moving across the area. And we are seeing now with the sun up an increase in some heavier showers where you see the yellow. McMinnville, Dayton, Newburgh. It's been raining down in the Tualatin area. That's now finally starting to shift northward. It's moving toward downtown Portland, or at least toward the east side where we have moderate rain falling right now. Our cameras are generally cloudy. Here's Chinook Winds Casino Resort in Lincoln City. It is 48 degrees, not much wind. There's the clouds and touching the ground, so some foggy conditions as well. From our Chehalem tasting room camera out in Sherwood, it's 50. Downtown Portland, 51. PDX reporting some showers. Again, that storm chance is in the forecast today. Maybe some hail, maybe a rumble of thunder. Like yesterday, we'll get up to about 62 degrees for high. I know, Chris, you've been saying the drive is going slower than normal, sir.
So, Rod, as we check this out in Tualatin, it's been raining on and off pretty hard here for the last 45 minutes or so. So there's plenty of water on the roads now. This, for perspective at home, this is the I-5-205 interchange in Tualatin. There's the ramp to 205 northbound. Look at the vapor trails coming off that truck there as traffic, northbound I-5 traffic, is puttering along. It's just a little bit on that side of town. We'll switch gears. Door number 2 takes us a little farther north up towards Boone's Ferry and the Bridgeport Village area, which is going to be over there on the right-hand side of your screen. Again, northbound traffic. It's moving, but I mean, there's plenty of water on that side of town. And then we switch gears and take you up to North Portland, where the rain has been a little lighter, but the traffic's certainly not lighter. That's up near Marine Drive, so we're puttering along a little bit there. And then I'm not sure what's causing this slowing, but 205 south coming off the Glen Jackson Bridge and then down towards the I-84 interchange. This has been a little extra slow this morning. Actually, photojournalist Eric Patterson just passed this in Drive 8 a few minutes ago. Couldn't see anything particular, but the drives are up a little bit. Right now, 21 minutes on I-5 to get you in from Main Street to the Fremont Bridge, and 205 right now is about an 18-minute commute, Patton Parkway down to the Banfield. China?
Thank you, Chris. New at 7, authorities in Bend are investigating after a fire destroyed a food truck. So this happened around 1 o'clock this morning in Tumalo, which is north of Bend. When Bend Fire and Rescue and Deschutes County Sheriff's Office got there, they found flames coming through the food truck's roof. You can see it there. Crews were able to quickly extinguish the flames. Fire and Rescue says that the fire appears to be an accident, but they are still investigating. Luckily, no one was inside the truck at the time. Dozens of local organizations are calling on Portland Public Schools to move more quickly on a plan to build a center for Black student excellence.
So it's been 5 years since the school district received $60 million in taxpayer money to build the center. Since then, though, there has been very little progress to make it happen. Sunrise reporter Thomas Schultz is covering the story for us live outside district headquarters in Northeast Portland. So, Thomas, we know this group of nonprofits wants the center built, but what specifically are they asking the district to do at this point?
Well, Drew, in China, this group of more than 35 organizations are asking for a clear timeline for when progress is just going to be made. Not necessarily when it'll be finished, but when they're going to have a site picked, when they'll have that site purchased. Those are all questions that they want in this letter, which includes some pretty prominent organizations, including the Portland NAACP and the Center for Black Excellence here in Portland. Now, one of those first steps is on May 20th. By May 20th, this organization wants to see a public presentation of when a site will be chosen for the Center for Black Student Excellence. By December, they want to see the district actually purchase a location. And this is a project, guys, that's just made little progress over the past 5 years. As part of the 2020 bond measure, Portland Public asked taxpayers for $60 million to build this center. It's intended to be a place where kids, especially young Black children, can grow and ideally make the district a little bit more equitable. But since receiving taxpayer money 5 years ago, little progress has been made. It's still unclear where the center will be located or how much it'll cost to run. In the letter to Portland Public Schools, this coalition writes, "This is not only a matter for justice for our children. Fulfilling the district's promises made to Portland students, families, educators, and taxpayers is a matter of public trust and governmental accountability." In March, we spoke to Portland Public Schools Board Chair Eddie Wong. He says there was a flurry of things that delayed this project, including COVID, a teacher strike, and a change of superintendent. Building materials also has increased in price over the past 5 years, though families in support of this project are continually growing increasingly frustrated.
Let's be honest, I wish there was more progress made. The longer we wait, the more expensive things get.
It's not moving as quickly as we would hope.
And while there's frustration not only among families who are looking to see this center and among administrators like Wong, the district does say that progress is moving in the right direction under new Superintendent Kimberly Armstrong's leadership. Still, this letter from a coalition of organizations is demanding immediate action in this regard. Drew, China.
All right, Thomas Schultz live outside school district headquarters in Northeast Portland. Meanwhile, former Secretary of State Shemia Fagan addressed Oregon's Ethics Board, apologizing for the actions that led to her resignation. Fagan stepped down in 2023 after it came to light that she was working as a consultant for a cannabis company while also serving as Oregon's Secretary of State. Here's what Fagan had to say in front of the Ethics Board.
And I know that my actions were indefensible. Embarrassing mistakes, bad judgment, and I'm sorry. And so whatever fine you decide to impose on me today, I will accept it.
The board thanked Fagan for that apology, but also issued her a fine of $3,600. People gathered outside Salem City Hall over the weekend to protest against Avelo Airlines. So the protests are over the airline's recent agreement to operate deportation flights for the U.S. Department of Homeland Security. Starting Wednesday, Avelo will have 3 aircraft based in Arizona that it says will fly both domestically and internationally to support the department's deportation efforts. The protesters say the airline is only worried about its bottom line.
Avelo's a company that's in financial trouble, and they took this ICE money, for profit over people.
Avelo says it also flew deportation flights under the Biden administration, but the protesters in Salem say that was different, claiming the current administration doesn't allow enough time for due process.
And this administration refuses that due process. And so when Avelo says they used to deport with previous administrations, yeah, but it was totally different.
If you're talking about that, then we'd have to have 1 million or 2 million or 3 million trials. We have thousands of people that are some murderers and some drug dealers. And I was elected to get them the hell out of here, and the courts are holding me from doing it.
Avelo landed at Salem Municipal Airport in 2023, becoming the first commercial airline at the airport in over a decade. With summer just over a month away, Multnomah County is preparing for the possibility of extreme heat. So the county says in the last 3 years, we have those stats up on the screen, 14 people have died from the heat. Most of them were men over the age of 60 with underlying health problems, and a large majority of those deaths happened while people were inside their homes. So the county says it uses the National Weather Service's heat risk tool to determine when to open up cooling shelters. More specifically, the county says it considers opening shelters if the county reaches level 3 out of 4 on that heat risk tool, and at level 4, it will definitively activate county cooling centers.
Your time now is 7:09. You were just tracking the number of 90 degrees days that we'll see this summer.
Yeah, that's in my summer outlook that's available still for you to watch on our KGW Plus channel that you're watching us on right now. The outlook runs about 8 minutes and specifically gets in to what the 90, 100 degree temperature trends have been going back to 2000 and what we anticipate based from that data to happen this summer. Now, for this week, it's going to be the first week since the first week of April that we could go all week without hitting 70s. So we have a cooler, wetter weather pattern, which is definitely the wetter part of it is needed, right? Right now, here's the radar. Everything is moving kind of to the north and off to the east. We've had snow sticking up in the Cascades down to 5,000 feet this morning. And now that the sun's up, we're starting to see an increase of these downpours scattered about. There's one starting to move away from Tualatin up into Lake Oswego. We've got rain in downtown Portland, across the Columbia, up into Vancouver. Again, this will be a scattered shower pattern continuing today, with the risk of some hail and thunder mixed in at times. Here's downtown Portland. I mean, that's just a classic low cloud, wet morning, isn't it? 51 is the temperature out of PDX. It's 49 up in Kelso. You folks in Kelso have had the most rain going back to yesterday. More than 1/2 inch has been reported at your airport. Salem 49's had over 1/4 inch of rain. It's 39 over in Bend this morning. Everybody across our region does have scattered showers in the forecast for today. Here's 10 o'clock this morning. Here's a shower activity continuing at 2 o'clock. Not a lot of bright colors, but there's one out around Tillamook, and here's another one out around Baker City. Those are the spotty downpours that could contain some thunder and hail as well. And here's the temperature forecast. Basically, the majority of today, no matter where you find yourself, will be in the 50s, with some areas like Portland just getting up to about 62, which would equal yesterday's high on Mother's Day, by the way. A shower threat tomorrow and Wednesday, but really overall mainly dry weather expected until we get into late Thursday night, and Friday when rain picks up. And here's Chris McGinnis.
Thanks for that. For the first time in a little while, it looks like the rain is actually lightening up just a little bit in Tualatin, but the drive is busy and slow with the water on the roads. This is northbound I-5 rolling through the 205 interchange. Speed sensor showing about 15 miles an hour for that 2-mile stretch of I-5. Let's switch gears, take you over to 205. Not raining at this specific point, but just south of West Lynn, 205 southbound from Highway 43 down to about Stafford Road. That's running pretty thick this morning. And last but not least, up through North Portland, you can see the I-5 drive slow and steady says it. You're tripping from Clark County up to about 22 minutes now on I-5, 17 minutes Patton Parkway south of the Banfield on Interstate 84. A reminder as we go back up into Cowlitz County, I talked about this earlier, but we're just moments away here from a northbound left lane closure of I-5. WashDOT saying they have some diesel spill on the road that they need to clean up. It's up near milepost 44 through 46, so that's getting you up towards Headquarters Road, north of Kelso, heading up towards Castle Rock. When they close that left lane, there will be some northbound slowing there throughout the day. China, Drew?
Thank you, Chris.
So what works for one person won't necessarily work for someone else.
And I'll tell you, some days the cold plunge feels horrible.
Coming up in 2 minutes, new research revealing the cold truth about cold plunges. Plus, Pope Leo XIV holding his first Sunday blessing. All that and more when Sunrise streaming at 7 continues.
We have now issued a weather impact alert.
We could expect conditions in some parts of our area to change drastically pretty soon, right?
And very quickly, yeah.
This is significant rainfall coming our way.
You'll definitely want to be extra cautious.
Certainly becoming increasingly hazardous.
We've got the potential for some tree limbs or even trees or power lines to come down.
Of course, when you hear thunder, it's always best to take cover.
On Weather Impact Alert Days, stream extended coverage on KGW+.
KGW's Evening News. Important stories to help you stay informed and keep your family safe.
Thank you for joining us. I'm Christine Pitawanich.
And I'm David Molko.
Weather impact alerts to help you plan your week.
We need to be extra careful with anything that can throw a spark.
And a team of local journalists connected to our community. David Molko, Christine Pitawanich, and Matt Zaffino. Your Evening News team. Tonight on KGW.
You've seen them all over social media, but now new research suggests that cold plunges don't really do a whole lot when it comes to women's recovery after they exercise. New findings are shining a light on sports studies as a whole, noting that very few of them take women into account. Here's NBC with more.
It's time to go plunge. Cold plunges are hot right now. Oh, that's cold. From fitness influencers
3 minutes minimum, 6 minutes maximum at 48 degrees.
to A-list celebrities.
Come on.
Many swearing by it over recent years, saying it helps muscle recovery, boost your metabolism, regulate hormone production, improve circulation, and activate your immune system. And some medical studies do support the benefits, although the research is still scant. And now, a new study suggesting that for women, taking the plunge might not cut it. After completing a rigorous workout, 30 women randomly dipped in hot or cold water. Researchers found compared to doing nothing, neither improved muscle recovery. And recently, popular self-help influencer Mel Robbins, a cold plunge enthusiast herself, having a viral moment on her podcast with women's physiology expert Dr. Stacey Sims, who says the water just doesn't have to be that cold.
Which is around that 55-degree mark. She'll end up with the same responses that a man has because it's not as a severe shock to a woman's body as it is for a man.
And it's not just about the cold plunges. Experts like Dr. Sims and others argue many widely held beliefs around fitness and weight loss, intermittent fasting, working out on an empty stomach, don't take the needs of women into account.
There are two different factors driving differences in how men and women respond to different types of therapies like cold plunges. One is physiologic. Men have less body fat than women. Number two is women in general have an instinct to conserve heat at a different rate than men do. The third are our hormonal changes.
One analysis reporting only about 6% of exercise and sports science studies take menstrual cycles into account when designing studies. And those hormone fluctuations can impact the results. So, in the name of science, I went to the Ice Cold Club in Brooklyn to try it myself. Lauren Schramm is the club's founder and a global Nike trainer. She says it's not just about the body, but the mind.
The reason I started doing it was because of the mental health benefits. It's your mind, your body, and your nervous system. So it's kind of like a practice to managing stress, and it translates directly to other areas in your life.
Lauren then coached me through my own cold plunge experience. The water a cool 48 degrees Fahrenheit.
Yeah, you get used to it, right? It passes. Yeah.
And while difficult, I did feel better afterwards.
You did great. I'm so proud.
Revived. And at the end of the day,
What works for one person won't necessarily work for someone else.
And I'll tell you, some days the cold plunge feels horrible. It's like a mirror to what's going on in your life. We need to experiment with ourselves a little bit and not just take what everyone says and just do it.
it's all about what works for you.
I think that's anything that is healthy or good for you. You don't want to do it.
Yeah.
You hate when you do it, but when you're done, oh, you feel amazing.
And when you go to the gym,
Yeah.
how often do you sit in the car and think about going in before you actually go in?
I have to go. I have to go in because if I don't, I'll spend an hour on TikTok.
Oh my goodness.
I can't. I have to go right
So
in.
as soon as you park, you
As
have
soon
to
as
go.
I park,
Exit.
turn off the car.
Got it.
Put the phones away. Get in there.
You know, if you watch the show a lot, it's been documented. I like a lot of things. I'm a Kansas City Chiefs fan. I like the Chiefs, right? Something I don't talk about a lot. It's kind of private. But I'm a big warm water fan, too.
Yeah.
I really like warm water.
Yeah, same.
You don't even like getting into a swimming pool that much.
Correct. I want it to be like bathy water. My wife is always, she's like, how do you take a shower that hot?
I'm the same.
Yeah.
I burn my husband.
They call him Hot Rod Hill. Here he comes. Yeah.
That's a great segue. Say it again, Drew.
Hot Rod Hill.
Hot Rod Hill. Thank you, sir. All right, good morning. We're happy you're joining us here in the 7 o'clock hour. Not only scattered showers today, but we are in the heightened risk for convection, which means those towering cumulus clouds building. You look out, you start to see stormy skies coming towards you. Could be just a downpour, but there is the chance of some hail and even a chance of some thunderstorms mixed in today across our state. Everything's shaded in this kind of pale green color, if you will, included in the National Weather Service convective or thunderstorm outlook has a potential today. It does not include the coast, but basically all inland areas. And what's driving that? Often it's cold air up top, which we have, which is why I'm going from that map to this map. Timberline showing some new snow on the ground. Not a lot, just kind of a talker more than anything. 31 is the temperature up at the lodge. We've had snow roadside over the Cascade Passes down to about 5,000 feet up in the high country. That cold air anchored by this upper level low, which is the main engine driving the scattered showers that we're going to continue to see during the day today. Now this morning, everything's been coming from the south up to the north and starting to push more off to the east. Later today, the rotation of showers will change. We'll actually start seeing our rain come down from the north. So that's kind of interesting. Here's what's been going on. Since the sun popped up in the 6 o'clock hour, we're seeing more of these yellow colors. So these are spotty downpours mixed in, maybe even some small hail in some of these. You can see some heavier rain around Lake Oswego, and actually a big batch of rain now from Sherwood, Beaverton, downtown Portland, and all the way up across the Columbia River. So yeah, it's raining from our Rose City camera, no doubt about that. 51 is the temperature. Not much wind with any of this so far, but when you get those heavier downpours, they can ignite some gusty winds, as you know. 48 Kelso, Salem 49, Pilton 48, Eugene 49. Cooler out east, but well above freezing. Baker City currently at 38. Everybody does have a scattered shower threat. This is 10 o'clock this morning. All the colored areas are scattered showers. Again, at 2 o'clock, the rain's coming down from the north. And there's one of those bright colors around Tillamook, a reminder of some spotty downpours. Could be some hail or a rumble of thunder mixed in. Now here's tomorrow. Looks pretty quiet. There's a shower threat tomorrow and even Wednesday, but overall, mainly dry weather once we get through today. But today, pretty active scattered showers at any given time. May hold some of you, Salem, McMinnville, and Corvallis, shy of 60 for a high. This does show hitting 60 up in southwest Washington. Winds 5 to 15, 62 in Portland. The mainly dry weather with a shower chance Tuesday, Wednesday. Rain picks up the back half of Thursday night, and then showers on Friday and Saturday. Say it with me. I'll say it first, and you say it second, Chris. We need the rain. Your turn.
We need the rain.
Thank you.
You said it. It's been a little dry out there. All right, let's get you over the Glen Jackson Bridge right now. WashDOT dealing with a crash here that has southbound I-205 down to 2 lanes. So 4 lanes usually, but right now 2 lanes are blocked. In fact, yeah, 2 lanes are blocked as fire crews show up. So we're working to get more details on this, but for now, it is definitely slowing down that drive across the Glen Jackson Bridge. Again, this is about mid-span right over, this is Government Island right here. So the southbound commute is backed up, obviously past SR 14 towards Mill Plain at this point. So your drive getting in from Clark County, I-5, of course, slow and steady. That's up to 33 minutes. And I expect this 205 south drive time to build up here pretty quickly. Right now, it holds at about 22 to get you in from Patton Parkway. All right, farther south into Westland, there's the live look near Willamette Falls Viewpoint. That's one of our other significant slow spots this morning. 205 between Oregon City and Westland, puttering along there at about 14 miles an hour. And the rest of your drive, again, starting to build just a bit. I-5 from Wilsonville is about 35 minutes now into downtown. Guys, back to you.
All right, thank you, Chris. Still to come here in the live 7 o'clock hour of Sunrise, a new trade agreement between the U.S. and China, lowering tariffs from both sides. We'll have the details coming up in our national headlines in 2 minutes. Sunrise, streaming live from 7 to 8 a.m., continues after this.
On Weather Impact Alert Days, stay informed, prepared, and connected with KGW and KGW Plus. Coverage that alerts you to what's coming and how it will impact you. Watch extended weather coverage on KGW Plus. The KGW Plus TV app, streaming 24/7. Local news from the team you trust. Track how the weather will impact your day. Breaking news live from the scene. All the local news you need. KGW Plus. Download on your TV and watch for free.
want to tell you about some breaking news that we're covering this morning.
Police are asking some people to stay inside their homes.
For the past few hours, we've watched officers coming and going.
Flames blowing in this wind that's been gusting all morning long.
There are level 3 go now evacuation orders in place.
New information that we just got from Portland police.
There is no danger to the public. We'll keep you updated as we learn more.
Stream extended coverage right here on KGW+.
In national news this morning, the U.S. and China reached an agreement to cut tariffs dramatically in order to defuse the trade war. So this Thursday will start a 90-day period where the U.S. will lower its overall tariffs on Chinese goods from 145% down to 30%. And China will cut its tariffs on American imports from 125% to 10%. The two sides met in Switzerland over the weekend. In a joint statement, China also agreed to pause or remove all non-tariff countermeasures that it's imposed since April 12th. Pope Leo XIV held his first Sunday blessing yesterday, calling for peace in the Gaza Strip and in the war between Russia and Ukraine. The first U.S.-born pope also made note that it was Mother's Day in many countries and wished all mothers, including, quote, those in heaven, a happy Mother's Day. The Pope's weekend that is also included celebrating a private mass near the tomb of St. Peter and praying at the tombs of several past popes.
Coming up in our next half hour, Vancouver Fire Marshal is calling for a county-wide ban on fireworks. Plus,
It's not having my son here. It's every time we have an event, Kyron's missing out on all of that, and it's sad.
after 15 years of searching, investigators are now getting a fresh perspective on the disappearance of Kyron Horman. Sunrise streaming at 7 continues right after this.
The KGW Plus TV app, streaming 24/7. Local news from the team you trust. Track how the weather will impact your day. Breaking news live from the scene. All the local news you need. KGW Plus. Download on your TV and watch for free. On Weather Impact Alert Days, stay informed, prepared, and connected with KGW and KGW Plus. Coverage that alerts you to what's coming and how it will impact you. Watch extended weather coverage on KGW Plus.
We do want to tell you about some breaking news that we're covering this morning.
Police are asking some people to stay inside their homes.
For the past few hours, we've watched officers coming and going.
Flames blowing in this wind that's been gusting all morning long.
There are level 3 go now evacuation orders in place.
New information that we just got from Portland police.
There is no danger to the public. We'll keep you updated as we learn more.
Stream extended coverage right here on KGW Plus.
We're coming up on 7:29 on your Monday morning drive, and it's a busy one right now. Almost 30 minutes on both I-5 and I-205 out of Clark County. The 205 situation is this. We had an earlier crash on the southbound Glen Jackson Bridge. The good news is the crash is out of the way now so that we can get rid of that crash marker, but obviously there's a residual delay to deal with, and that extends back towards Mill Plain. The I-5 drive slow and steady over the interstate bridge, and a quick check of the drive coming in from elsewhere. Right now about 35 minutes in the rain from Troutdale to downtown. Rod?
Oh, in the rain. I hope it's not messing with your plans. We sure need it, as you know. Radar's pretty lit up overall. More rain inland than along the coast. And since the sun popped up in the 6 o'clock hour, we've seen more heavy showers than we had overnight. So in yellow, moving north of Tigard and kind of bouncing toward downtown. Downtown's actually got some moderate rain falling right now. There's the view from the Rose City camera. This will be a scattered shower pattern continuing today with that ongoing risk of some stormy skies, meaning possibly some hail or even a rumble of thunder. High temp 62.
Good morning. Come on, guys. Come on, gang. Hello. We're still working on this 7:30 half hour. We just started.
How come the fastest guy on the team is the last one to get here? That makes no sense.
Because I had the farthest to run in the shortest amount of time.
You run like 8 miles a day.
You want to come do that run with me?
No, thank you. We have Fasty McLightning on traffic here in a second, but let's first start off with weather.
The old short man was basically here. I mean, I wasn't full on camera, but you know, I'm moving pretty good on a Monday. All right, good morning, everybody. Scattered showers out there. Some of the rain is heavy in pockets, and we're going to continue to see that today. Don't forget, there is a storm threat, meaning maybe some hail, maybe a rumble of thunder. So far, although the coast cameras look really cloudy with showers, it's been wetter inland than at the beach itself. Here's 49 from our Chinook Winds Casino Resort camera in Lincoln City. And there is, if you look carefully, you can see the raindrops from this camera view and kind of some fog down in the trees from the Chehalem Tasting Room out in Sherwood, the type of morning that we haven't had many of. 50 degrees out there, 51 at PDX. Again, that storm threat is in the forecast. We'll get up to about 62. A reminder, if you're going up into the Cascades, it's been pretty rainy this morning, and you'll actually see sticking snow, not on the roads, but beside the roads, as low as 5,000 feet, Chris, which is something we haven't seen in a while either.
It was certainly, I checked out the past cameras. They are bare pavement, but maybe some snowflakes in the air for sure. All right, your I-205 and I-5 drive from Clark County are up significantly here. 31 minutes on I-5 from Main Street to the Fremont Bridge. I-205 almost 30 minutes. Now, here's the deal with the Glen Jackson Bridge. We had an earlier crash there. The good news is that is out of the way, but as always, there's some residual delays. So while traffic over the bridge itself looks good, let me take you back towards SR-14. And you can see you're kind of stacked up there from there back towards Mill Plains. So you'll need a few extra minutes on that side of town. We had some pretty good soaking rain this morning in Tualatin and up through the Bridgeport area. It looks like the water has kind of left the road a little bit and the I-5 drive has improved a bit, but in some cases it's still pretty wet out there, right? So plan a few extra minutes to get around in the rain. A quick check of the trip over the Sylvan Hill right now, puttering along at about 15 miles an hour or so there. Your drive in from Hillsborough is averaging about 25 minutes on Highway 26. Drew, China?
All right, thank you, Chris. Top story live here at 7:30. Portland's 13th homicide this year took place over the weekend when a man was shot and killed in Old Town.
It happened early Sunday morning near the Still Bridge. Police say they found one person dead in the street after several people heard loud gunfire. Officers blocked surrounding streets for hours while they conducted an investigation. According to a KGW tally, this marks the 13th homicide in Portland so far this year. A growing trend that people we talk to say is nothing new.
Because it's happened for so long. You know, this is nothing new.
It's horrible, man. I mean, I've been out here trying to get off the street now for about 7 years, and there's just no footstep out of here.
Anyone with information about the shooting should contact Portland Police. In the meantime, first responders have recovered another person's body along the Willamette River, this time at Cathedral Park. It's the second body recovered from that area this month and the 10th body recovered from Portland waterways since April 13th. The body will now be taken to the medical examiner for identification and to determine the cause of death. Officials say while the number of bodies recovered may seem high, it falls within the normal range for this time of year.
A school bus driver in Lincoln County will be in court today for alleged sex crimes. 21-year-old Josiah LaFrenz faces charges that include luring a minor and online sex corruption of a child. The charges follow reports of inappropriate communication between LaFrenz and a Taft High School student. Police also believe there could be more victims, so we put their tip line up here on the screen. They're asking anyone with information about this case to call that number.
A convicted felon is back in police custody after pulling out a firearm in a restaurant. This happened just after 6:15 Saturday afternoon at the Denny's restaurant on Tom Tennant Drive off I-5. A caller told police that the suspect, 32-year-old Terry Martinez, pulled out a handgun during a fight inside. Police had to use a taser to bring Martinez into custody after he ignored commands and made his way to a nearby gas station. He's since been booked on multiple charges.
The Coast Guard identified the missing captain who went down with his fishing boat late last week off the coast of Washington as John Stevenson. It sank off the coast of Westport about 90 miles north of Astoria around 8:15 Friday morning. The Coast Guard says it was able to rescue 3 other people, but Captain Stevenson was still on board when the boat went down.
First responders in Washington County rescued 2 people and their dog after their boat capsized. This happened just before 7 o'clock Saturday night at Hag Lake, southwest of Forest Grove. Gaston firefighters and Washington County deputies arrived to find the boaters and their dog sitting on the overturned boat. They were brought to shore safely. The boat was actually recovered with little damage.
Portland's first black-owned brewery, known not only for its beer but also its Detroit-style pizza, has shut down its Southeast Portland location. Assembly Brewing's Southeast Foster Road spot closed for good yesterday after 6 years in business. But the brewery says its satellite location in Northeast Portland on Alberta Street will stay open.
Vancouver Fire's marshals say he wants a fireworks ban extended county-wide. Right now, fireworks are banned in the city of Vancouver, but there's no ban in unincorporated areas. Clark County Fire District 6 hasn't taken a position, but crews there say when it comes to fireworks, they know the reality.
There's going to be a lot of property damage. There always is. There's probably going to be personal injuries almost every year. There is at least something. Our crews, we will add additional staff, and they will be running from 7 o'clock at night till at least 4 in the morning. And it's not just going to be the 4th of July. It's going to be weeks before and weeks after.
It's unclear if councilors will consider a ban, and even if it did pass, it wouldn't take effect until next year.
China, do you prefer P-E-R-M-I-T pronounced as permit or permit?
Permit.
Permit.
Yes.
All right, here we go. Starting 2 weeks from today, you'll need to reserve a time permit.
There you go.
To visit Multnomah Falls. You can get a permit. Oh, did I go backwards there?
No, you did it good.
You can get one up to 14 days before your planned visit. The cost for a permit is $2, and those permits are available at recreation.org. I definitely, or .gov, sorry, recreation.gov. I definitely usually say permit.
Yeah, you did. I noted that when you said that last hour. I was like, oh, he's a...
Did you say permit or permit?
No, permit.
Yeah, you put the emphasis on the mit.
Yes.
All right. Next time I read it, I'll do it your way.
But now I think about it, I think I do it both ways.
Oh my gosh, it gets more and more confusing, recreation.gov.
Like some days I wake up and I go, Rod, let's make this a great day. Other days I wake up and I go, Rodney, let's make this a great day. So you can go both ways. All right, we've got some showers along the coast, but not much rain. So far, it's been a much wetter morning inland. This scattered shower pattern, we'll call it, continues throughout the day. Sticking snow as low as 5,000 up in the Cascades. That's important to note because it just tells you that the air up top is cold. That makes you unstable, and that's why we have the risk of maybe some downpours. It could produce some hail, even a rumble of thunder. So far, none of that, well, I know we haven't had any lightning detected. Some of these heavier showers could be producing some small hail, although I've not seen reports of that. But there's some heavier rain around Lake Oswego right now. Pretty wet coming into downtown Portland at this hour. Here's the Astoria column camera. It's overcast. Again, we've had some showers in Clatsop County, but not as much rain as we've had in Portland. 47 is the temperature. This is a cool look at the layering of the clouds over the hills of the Cascades. That's from the Mount Hood, Oregon Resort Golf Course up in Welch's at 1,500 feet. Again, you get up above 4,000 feet, you'll start to see some sticking snow, not on the roads, but in the grassy areas. Rose City camera, where it's been a wet last hour for sure. It's been mainly steady rain, 51 degrees. 48 out in Forest Grove. There's not much wind being reported anywhere. I'm looking at the Lincoln High School right now out my window, and their flags are just quiet on the mast. 47 degrees in Happy Valley. Maggie's our KGW Dog of the Day. Use that email address. Send your photos, dogoftheday@kgw.com, and we'll get your photo. Your dog will be our Dog of the Day. That's Maggie this morning. Everybody has a shower threat. If anything, the chance of thunderstorms, which would still be spotty, is better east of the Cascades. You look at temperatures mainly in the 50s today, statewide, really. We might just pop up to 62 for a high in Portland. Tuesday, Wednesday, We continue a shower threat the next 2 days, but overall they look to be pretty quiet and mainly dry. Rain is expected to pick up late Thursday night into Friday. All right, Chris has been following your wet commute.
It has been wet and slow. Let's pick it up on the east side. This is I-205 over in the Lentz neighborhood near Foster. Foster's down below, I-205 up top. There's your northbound commute puttering along at about 18 miles an hour or so. The drive times across the region shaping up like this. 205 is heavy because of some earlier trouble in the Glen Jackson Bridge. That's out of the way, but there's some residual delays. So about 25 minutes get you in from Patton Parkway south to the Banfield. I-5, of course, slow and steady over the Interstate Bridge. And speaking of bridges and rain, there's the Markham Bridge. Northbound I-5, right where 405 and I-5 merge. This is the top deck, right? So the northbound commute, it's getting rained on, and you can see traffic is moving, but it's a little extra busy and slow, likely because of the rain. Through North Portland, the drive moving along okay. At a quick check of Highway 26 out near the Sylvan Hill. All 3 lanes slow and go coming down the hill into the Vista Ridge Tunnel. That drive time, guys, is up to about 30 minutes to get you in from Hillsborough to downtown.
All right, Chris, we're going to test your memory skills here. Do you remember last week when we told you about the fundraising effort by Portland Center Stage to keep the theater up and running? Well,
I do.
Well, good for you. In an update this morning, Chris and viewing audience, we can tell you the first 32 hours of this fundraiser netted the company more than $500,000. Portland Center Stage, though, says it needs to raise $2.5 million by the end of August for next season's performances and a total of $9 million by June of next year to avoid closing for good.
Meanwhile, Portland Playhouse is also raising funds for theaters around Oregon. The theater company started a statewide campaign after it and other local theaters lost thousands in federal grant money, like we said. And according to their GoFundMe, they've raised over $5,500.
I'm going to sail around the world for the rest of my life until I die.
Still to come on Sunrise, while a man and his cat packed up everything and started sailing from Oregon to Hawaii. The viral story making waves on social media coming up in just 2 minutes.
KGW's Evening News. Important stories to help you stay informed and keep your family safe.
Thank you for joining us. I'm Christine Pittawanich.
And I'm David Molko.
Weather impact alerts to help you plan your week.
We need to be extra careful with anything that can throw a spark.
And a team of local journalists connected to our community. David Molko, Christine Pittawanich, and Matt Zafino. Your Evening News team. Tonight on KGW.
On Weather Impact Alert Days, stay informed, prepared, and connected with KGW and KGW Plus. Coverage that alerts you to what's coming and how it will impact you. Watch extended weather coverage on KGW Plus. The KGW Plus TV app, streaming 24/7. Local news from the team you trust. Track how the weather will impact your day. Breaking news live from the scene. All the local news you need. KGW Plus. Download on your TV and watch for free.
An Oregon man has gone viral for sailing to Hawaii with his cat.
Who's he going with?
His cat.
Who else?
Just him.
Just him and the cat.
And the cat.
KGW's Devin Haskins caught up with him to find out what inspired this trip with his cat.
My name is Oliver. I work a corporate job at a tire shop. I absolutely hate this life.
The journey to the ocean for Oliver Widger started months ago.
And I'm going to sail around the world for the rest of my life until I die. This is the start of my journey.
The Clackamas High grad chased his dream and bought a sailboat.
Let's add the oil.
He spent several months in Astoria fixing his boat up to get it ready for the journey of his lifetime.
Got to the coast and then it spent 5 months, like not speaking to a single soul except for my cat.
His cat is Phoenix, a 7-year-old feline that he rescued from a dumpster, who's now his first mate.
I don't know. I think I love her more than like I love any human, you know? Like she's my best friend. And this is day 1
on April 30th
of crossing the Pacific Ocean,
Oliver,
and sailing from Oregon to Hawaii.
Just him, his cat Phoenix,
And there's the front of the boat and absolutely
in the open waters of the ocean.
nothing. The only rules are what Mother Nature makes. And I like that.
This journey is not just about sailing.
And I keep doing my rounds and making sure everything's working. And it's working. But my God, we're having a great time.
It's about living the life that he wants to live.
Welcome to day 4.
And without the constraints of a corporate job.
I just reflected a lot on life, and I was like, well, I don't want to, this sucks. I don't want to do this and then have like an impending doom looming over my head.
That impending doom, he mentions, a potentially paralyzing condition affecting his spine. 3 years ago, he was diagnosed with Klippel-Feil syndrome.
And so my spine, my cervical spine, looks like somebody who's over like 115 years old. All of my vertebrae there's no discs in between them, and they're all fused and deformed, and like it's all just a big mess. Welcome to day 3, sailing alone across the Pacific Ocean.
He's documenting his trip on social media.
What happened was
the lows,
rudder quadrant,
like a rudder failure on day 6 that almost tipped his boat.
The boat was like rocking, like literally like this. It was the scariest moment of my entire life. I saw dolphins
and the highs,
which is amazing. Dolphin right there. Oh my God! Oh!
Since making the decision to quit his job and sail to Hawaii,
Look at him.
He's amassed over 1 million followers across his social media channels.
So I went viral on literally day 1 of the passage. So it's just been I don't even know, man. And then I started, I was fighting for my life for like 5 days while going viral and stuff. So I haven't had time to like really process it. Because, like, I've just been so busy and just trying to figure things out.
And he has plenty of nautical miles to figure it all out.
Things are looking good.
While enjoying what lies ahead.
It's everything. It's every single emotion you could imagine on all ends of the spectrum. It's the most amazing, scary, beautiful, terrifying, like all of it packed into one bundle. It's awesome. It's really cool. So, yeah, there's that for you guys.
Devin Haskins, KGW News.
Seen this story a few times now from Devin. Starting to wonder, what did the cat think of this? Didn't anyone ask the cat how he felt about the trip?
The cat doesn't.
True.
I couldn't do it for the sole fact that that's like a month of being alone with your thoughts.
Yeah.
And the cat.
That sounds horrible.
Well, my thoughts are, number 1, how many sandwiches did you pack? It always comes down to food. Number 2, I honestly would get tired of seeing nothing but water for that many days.
Right. Oh, it kind of disorients you a little bit, right?
Yeah.
Like, what the, where's that land at?
Yeah.
Land ho.
But the bigger problem is the number of sandwiches, I think.
Yeah, that's what I figured you would say.
All right,
we got bologna, we got tuna fish left. All right.
Oof.
We wish him well, of course. That'll be exciting, his arrival into Hawaii. Here's a look at our rain map. This is going back to yesterday. So remember, I always said, well, the models aren't showing 2-day totals of a half an inch, but I thought we could get there. We could still get there. 16/100ths in Portland so far, going back to yesterday. Over a quarter in Salem. Eugene's about the same. Vancouver's about the same. But there's Kelso. Congratulations. You are the rain winner so far at 53/100ths of an inch of rain. Going back to yesterday, the 48-hour rain totals. All of this has been being driven by this upper level low that's off the coast from basically off the coast from the California-Oregon border, spinning showers up to the north this morning. Snow levels about 5,000 feet. No road travel issues expected today, but we've seen snow sticking to the grass up in the high country. And there are some bright colors. Where you see the yellows, those are heavier downpours. Let's zoom in because there's some heavy rain right now. There may be some small hail in some of these downpours today. That's a decent chance. I think there's a remote chance that we would actually have some lightning detected at some point, but it is possible. A reminder, when you hear thunder, it's best to take cover. But it's been raining in Portland for a while right now. Look at this big rain area from Sherwood. And again, heavy rain now moving up through about the Tigard area, it looks like. The coast so far hasn't seen as much rain as we have here in the valley. Here's Depot Bay, the camera from the Channel House, right off of 101 looking north up at downtown, one of my favorite spots along the coast there, Depot Bay. You folks continue to see some scattered showers around today. There's our state capitol. Looks like it's currently dry over the mall. 49 is the temperature. Some rain being reported back at the top of the hour. And there are the wet bricks this morning. I haven't been able to say that in a while. Wet bricks. 51 is the temperature out at PDX. 47 in Astoria. Shower chances continue up to Seattle, but we will see more rain in Oregon today, less rain up in Washington overall. It's now 38 out in Baker City. Everybody stayed above freezing last night. Here's Futurecast 10 o'clock this morning, showing the scattered showers really statewide, east side, west side. A reminder, these blue colors are some snow showers at elevation, and these bright colors, this is even later today, that ongoing threat of some spotty downpours being mixed in. Even at 6 o'clock, there's some spotty downpours and maybe some hail or even rumbles of thunder up around Longview. Eventually, the showers that have been coming up from the south this morning flip, and they come in from the north later today. Shower chance lingers tomorrow and Wednesday, but overall will be mainly dry, I think, the next 2 days. The shows Salem just shy of 60. I think Southwest Washington around 60 and Portland at 62. The mainly dry days with a shower threat tomorrow and Wednesday. Rain picks up the back half of Thursday into Thursday night. Right now we have showers into Saturday. No 70s this week expected. A much cooler and wetter weather pattern. It is birthday time. All right, we begin with a 1-year-old. Best way to start a birthday party. Lincoln, who is 1 today. Happy birthday to you. And there's Tanner, what favorite friend there, 8 years old. Happy birthday to you in Oregon City. Riley's 14 today. Happy birthday to you. Year 2 of being a teen. There's Kennedy and Camus. Likes to be out there in the water and do some fishing, it looks like. 17 today. Happy birthday. Jason is 45 years old. Happy birthday to you. And also turning older on this Monday. Turning older, not a good way to put it, I guess. Leslie, 63. Still handsome, though. Look at that. Happy birthday to you. Marty, 67 in Wheeler. Hope you have a great day as well. And that is our list. Birthdays at KGW.com, and we will celebrate with you. Here's Chris.
Rod, got some new trouble in Washington County. Let's take you down into the Tualatin area. I-5 northbound. A crash has the left lane blocked near or just north of Boone's Ferry Road. And not only that, but of course it's been raining on and off pretty hard here this morning. So let me take you a little farther south, and you can see that drive lining up past the Bridgeport Village area on I-5. So right now that is becoming our not very fun spot this morning. We're nearly 50 minutes to get you from Wilsonville Road. Equally slow this morning, westbound I-84. Really tight coming in through the Gateway District. I can show you that in a second. And a quick check over the west side. This is 217 near Denny, and both north and southbound traffic. No crashes to report, but as I bring it up on the traffic map here, you can see we're puttering along at about 15 miles an hour, really both directions between 99W and Beaverton Hillsdale Highway. So that's certainly a slow spot this morning. Once again, back through Bridgeport Village, that is pretty slow. And the I-5 drive from Clark County up to 40 minutes now to get you from Main Street south to the Fremont Bridge. Drew, China.
All right, thank you, Chris. New efforts are underway to solve what happened to Kyron Horman. It's been almost 15 years since Kyron, who was 7 at the time, went missing from a Southwest Portland school.
The entire case is now being digitized, giving the FBI a fresh review of the whole investigation. KGW's Catherine Cook explains.
It's the photo burned into so many hearts and minds. 7-year-old Kyron Horman, the day he disappeared from Skyline Elementary School. It was June 4th, 2010. Kyron's stepmom, Terry Horman, took the picture at the school's science fair that morning. But that afternoon, the second grader never got on his school bus and has been missing ever since. Even now, 15 years later, nothing, despite a massive and ongoing investigation. Kyron's biological mother, Desiree Young, does what she can to remain hopeful.
There's bad days and there's good days, and I struggle because it's loss. It's not having my son here. It's every time we have an event or every time my older son got married, Kyron's missing out on all of that, and it's sad.
But what's missing from this case? It's a question new investigative efforts may help answer. Over the past year, the Multnomah County Sheriff's Office and Gresham Police have been digitizing Kyron's case file. That's thousands of pages, photos, and evidence scanned and reorganized into modern form. When it's finished, the FBI's Behavioral Analysis Unit will re-examine the case. They'll perform psychological and behavioral analysis of the file, comparing it to similar cases nationwide. Based on any patterns they find, they'll offer new investigative recommendations. Multnomah County DA Nathan Vasquez says his office has begun reviewing the case with fresh eyes, saying, quote, "We look forward to receiving further analysis from the Sheriff's Office and the FBI. Our focus remains where it has always belonged, on Kyron and his family."
Again, that was Catherine Cook reporting for us this morning. The Multnomah County Sheriff's Office says it reviews hundreds of new tips connected to Kyron's case every year, and there's still a $50,000 reward for information that leads to a resolution. Anyone with information should contact the Sheriff's Office.
The KGW Plus TV app, streaming 24/7. Local news from the team you trust. Track how the weather will impact your day. Breaking news live from the scene. All the local news you need. KGW Plus. Download on your TV and watch for free.
Police are asking some people to stay inside their homes.
We've watched officers coming and going.
Flames blowing in this wind.
There is no danger to the public. We'll keep you updated.
Stream extended coverage right here on KGW Plus.
We have now issued a weather impact alert.
We could expect conditions in some parts of our area to change drastically pretty soon, right?
And very quickly, yeah.
This is significant rainfall coming our way.
You'll definitely want to be extra cautious.
Certainly becoming increasingly hazardous.
We've got the potential for some tree limbs or even trees or power lines to come down.
Of course, when you hear thunder, it's always best to take cover.
On Weather Impact Alert Days, stream extended coverage on KGW Plus.
Okay. One second. Wait, don't fall.
Don't fall. This is a duck rescue. Washington State Patrol posted on X saying the trooper helped Mama Duck and her ducklinquits get off I-5 after getting stuck by the center median. I'm pretty sure anytime there's a duck rescue, we will air it here on KGW because it's cute and I love to read them.
It's actually amazing that we have cameras there to catch every one of these duck rescues. That's the amazing part.
Yeah. I love that.
We hear duck alert on the freeway. We are there.
And this is why we're on for an extra hour, my friends, because if there's a duck rescue happening, we need to be here to report on it. This is the new normal. By the way, if you haven't noticed, we are on live every morning now, 7 to 8 a.m., only where you're watching right now, KGW Plus. So thank you for those who are already on board. Let your friends and family know. If you want more of the Sunrise Show, you have to download KGW Plus. Here's how it works, my friends. You can download it for free on Roku, Amazon Fire, Apple TV. I thought we were going to have a nice little visual aid.
I think we're going to do some weather really quick.
Oh, geez, Louise, is that right? Now we have 20 seconds left for that.
Here's a graphic for you. Just, 62 today. There are numerous showers out there right now. We have some heavy rain pockets around the area as well. That was informative.
My goodness. Now we're out of time. Chris, I'm sorry. You probably could have done traffic there. We'll do it better tomorrow.